My name is Bowman. I usually don't create content like this. It's just by happenstance that I am finding myself staying at the world famous Clown Hotel. I usually make instructional videos unrelated to this genre. I'm not a ghost hunter, nor do I believe in ghosts or the supernatural. It was just by luck that I stayed at this hotel. I originally stayed because it's cheaper than the Best Western, and it's probably a lot cooler than the Best Western is as well. I only stayed in Tonopah because I was visiting a town that is near Tonopah with family ties. I didn't experience anything during my stay, but it was a very neat place. I did find some anomalies during my time in the cemetery after the fact. So when I do my midnight walk, and I went ahead and edited it. Please let me know if you find any anomalies while you watch this video. Place a timestamp below, and if it's convincing enough, I'll go ahead and I'll cover it again. And just a side note, Nevada, I mean, you guys got some of the best highways I've ever drove on. And now let's get into Tonopah and we'll check out the hotel. All right, so I've finally arrived at the hotel here, standing in the parking lot, just getting the first view of it. And I'm not sure how many rooms there were. We're staying right here in 209. And then I'm just checking them out. Some of these rooms are themed, like this one here is number 108 is Pennywise, the It room. And we're going to walk down here a little bit. And let's see, once we get to room 111, a couple rooms away, we do some of the tour at night in room 111. So you'll see that later. So here's 111. We'll see that one later. Now, what I did notice is that the bottom rows of the rooms are themed rooms. They're a little more expensive than the top rooms, which are more like your standard rooms and just have some clown stuff in there rather than totally painted like some of the other ones. There's also some on the other end that are connected to the hotel lobby. I think there's probably about 15 rooms there as well. I haven't seen pigeons forever. They don't seem very scared of me, to be honest. But I'm upstairs on the top floor, about ready to walk into the room and check it out. I really didn't have a clue of what they were going to look like before I went in. So as you can see, your basic double hotel room. Just some pictures of some clowns in there. Not very big, but about what you'd expect. There's some pictures of Reagan and Elton John and Bruce Lee, all clown style pictures there. Just a little note on this door here at the Clown Hotel. How huge that gap is. All right, from here, I'm going to walk downstairs. I'm going to take a small little tour of the lobby at the hotel and basically go in there and see all the clowns before I head out to the cemetery. Sorry about my fingers a couple times here. All right, I really wanted to just play this raw, but I have to quiet this section down because they're playing music and I'll get a copyright strike. So enter the dark clown music. All right, now we're going to go ahead and head out of here and go check out the cemetery. All right, so we're about to walk into the cemetery. It's day. There's not going to be any audio, but this is from the parking lot here as far as it goes. Just a span of it. And this is a little bit closer. Just doing a pan of it from a little bit closer of the entirety of the cemetery here. Now this next shot, this is the entrance. I didn't get a shot of the entrance here, but we do a little bit later. So this is basically the entrance here. I speed it up in a little bit, but just basically so you can get an orientation of it. So when we're looking at it later, like the trailer hood back there, and this is the front row of the cemetery here. And then we're going to walk up to the center and we're going to do a little pan of the whole cemetery. But you can see there's a lot of people. I think it's around 300 in this section. All right, so this is basically just a pan from that center front section of the cemetery here, just for orientation. And then we're going to go into dusk time, and here's a shot of the sign at dusk here. And then a few of the first graves that you see when you go in there. And another thing is that mound back there. We're going to get another shot of it here on that left side, the mound. Just keep in mind that point when we do the later walk here. And then this here is just basically almost a 360 of the cemetery at dusk. The dusk definitely makes the wood set off a little bit more, I'll say. And this next is just a little shot of the flag here at night. I thought it was a nice sky. Now we're going to head back and wait for the cemetery tour, or the entire tour. And you'll see a little bit of that later. All right, so after the second trip I took to the cemetery, I was just basically waiting around until 9 p.m., which is when the tour started. And I was just getting some footage. I ate and just walked around a little bit to see what was going on while I was waiting, basically. And I really didn't know what to expect from this tour, but I kept open mind. I wasn't sure how many people would be there or how detailed it was. It said that it lasted around 45 minutes to an hour. Ours lasted closer to an hour, so that was kind of cool. We spent a little more time in the cemetery, and then right here is smoking a cigarette out front, just waiting for the tour to start and waiting for everyone to show up. We probably had about 15 people. And then here was the staging area, and then from here we go inside. So the start of the tour, we all gathered around this guy and took a group photo with him. I can't remember his name. I apologize. We got Pennywise here, and there's some little trinkets here. And I think there's over 8,000 clowns that they have inside this place. This one here coming up, this one right here is haunted, apparently, these two. And just some more of the clowns. Like I mentioned, the 8,000, she said that most of them are in there, or there are a bunch in there, but they also have some that are outside, including like a 5-foot Jack-in-the-Box that they haven't made space for it, but they are planning on making more space so they can actually get these guys in here. There were also some clowns that were like over 100 years old. There was like a whole wall of them. There were also a lot of marionettes that were pretty neat too. I took a still picture of these two guys because I thought they look great, plus the Pez as well. Now upcoming is something from a movie where these eyes were coming out of the wall in some movie, but I don't know that movie, so if you know it, let me know. I thought it was cool. So quite a bit of these clowns are donated, as I had mentioned, and there's like 3 walls. There's a little cubby that they're all in, and there's some others around the place, but there's also a lot of stuff for purchase in there as well. And this upcoming clown here is from the Rob Zombie movies, and I thought that was pretty neat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're getting ready to go outside and go to room 111, and we do a small little tour in there. And I on the way out, I saw this cool picture mosaic that I didn't see before, so I snapped that. Now we're in room 111. We got the whole group inside the room, and Wanda, our guide, is talking us through some of the stuff that goes on in this room or some of the stuff that happened in this room.
What happened? Yeah, I scared myself. I don't usually do that. That's why the spirits like talking to me. It's because I don't get affected. That was the night when the glitch happened. I could tell an outline of a car was in the freaking bay getting washed, but there wasn't anything there. Because I stopped somebody and I asked, "Can you see something over there?" And he said, "No." I ran home. And then we had a discussion.
Now in this next part, Wanda gets out some dowsing rods and gives them to one of the guests and tries to see if they work here.
It's too far away from me. I can't see when they're doing anything. So, it's okay. I got my contacts. So, go back forward. We gotta have it the way it's supposed to be, you guys know. So, do we have James or Abe in the room with us tonight? I've noticed not one of us ladies have been goosed yet, so I'm wondering. Alright. That's what I call indignant, because they aren't the answers. Because we have to figure out the right way to get their attention. But they do that to me a lot. We need to either go yes or no. One of the two. Alright. How about Mr. George Devil Davis in here with us? Somebody gotta think of a question. Wait. want to answer us, go ahead and just answer. Instead of being turkey butts. Okay, so do we have any children here with us?
She's 12.
We have live children, so I know that spirit children because I can hear you. Okay.
All right, so I cut Wanda off short there. Nothing really happened. Probably stayed in there for another 10 minutes or so. Now we're walking over to the cemetery. It's almost 9:30. We probably stay out there another 30 or 40 minutes. Yeah, it was a little after 10, I think, when we got back. We visit some of the graves and talk about some of the history there. And not the best audio quality or video quality, and I'm going to be doing some voiceovers, so I apologize about that.
We're going to go through 4. I get lost in the dark easily. Walking in circles is a little bit embarrassing. Everybody else finds it funny, but I don't. So I can still talk about the ones that we don't go and actually physically see, so everybody's all good with that. And there's a lot of people that are left in this cemetery that was from the Belmont mine fire. Now, this one down here has got 300 and a horse. Yeah. And the Historical Society will not give me a headstone or a headboard for that horse. I find it very important that we get one, but they don't. So, you can see I have children that are 4 rows all the way across. All the way across. And then they kind of circle around on that back part of the fence line. These were the ones that were lucky enough to be buried above ground. About twice that amount are sealed in the tunnels underground. We stand on probably about 100 miles of tunnels. All of the mines had a tunnel that came from the mine to the basement of the Belvada. To do a shift change. These guys were brothers, and they were getting ready to do the shift change. They were sitting out in front of the entrance of the mine, having their lunch.
Now, there was a young couple, as you're going to see here, that had one of those EMF readers. As far as I know, it didn't go off while we're out there, but you're going to see it again in a little bit.
Corridor all down a tunnel area, and within a very short amount of time, like count from 1 to 10. And those children were not coming back out of that area. They just sealed it up, put their names on it, and moved on. And as a mom, that bothers me. Really bothers me.
All right, coming up here in a second, you're going to see where Wanda and the young lady with the EMF reader are trying to, I guess, contact or see if there's anything or one out there. And Wanda is also using a radio. And as far as I know, nothing happened while we're out there.
Residue from that. But I really do talk to them. The other night, I had a lady that had one, and she put it on AM, and it got some action then, but I'm worried about my bracelet of magnets, so. Just give them a minute.
From here, we're in the back right corner of the cemetery, and I'm facing back towards the hotel. We're about to wrap up the tour here, and then I'm just going to head back to the room and get ready or wait for when I go out to the cemetery by myself. I had figured I was going to see some other people out there, but it was just me. All right, so we finished the tour a little bit ago. It's about 11:15 p.m. now. Just got out of the shower. Didn't get murdered in there, luckily. And so we did the tour. You're going to see some of that probably before this. But we are going to head back out to the cemetery after this. And I haven't seen or heard anything since I've been in here. All right, so you can see that it is past midnight here. We're at the Tonopah Cemetery. That's right next to the world famous Clown Motel. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to walk through the cemetery. All right, here we go. We'll go ahead and I'll try to keep it as steady as I can for you, but no promises on that. The lady said earlier that these 4 rows here, all the way through, are children. So this is the first anomaly that I noticed, and I didn't notice until I was actually going in through the actual footage and doing some editing. But to me, it sounds like either females laughing or maybe a coyote. It sounds a little bit like cackling. I'm going to play it here a little bit louder. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it in its original form, then a little bit louder, and then I slow it down. But this is for you to actually go ahead and see if you hear anything in this part of it. All right, did you catch it? To me, it sounds like ha 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 ha, but it could be auditory pareidolia. So that's on you to decide if you heard something or not. And then we're going to go ahead and get back into the walk here. So also what she is saying was that a lot of people here died from what they called pneumonia, but it wasn't really pneumonia. What it was silica that they are breathing in from all the mining, and I'll throw in some pictures of all the tailings around here. And that's what was causing these people to get sick, a lot of them. And a lot of these people too, also, I found mostly, I looked at a lot of the graves, and I found a lot of them died from... All right, so this is the second anomaly I found. To me, it sounds a little bit like a screech. Right at the end of the last word I say in there. So the same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and play it in its original, then I'll play it louder, and then I'll slow it down. Died from. So to me, this one sounds like there's a screech or a scream right in between where I say died and from. So if you want to go ahead and check it out and see what you think, it's just what it sounds like to me, but it could be something else. So let me know if you find something else as well. You'd figure that a lot of them were, they're gunslingers and miners, and they got all this money, so they're probably going to be armed just like I am. I'm more, this is Tonopah, Nevada. I'm not worried about ghosts. I'm worried about tweakers. So it hasn't changed much. But also with the mining accidents, a lot of these people were miners. This is a mining town in lower central Nevada, and they were mining silver out here, silver and copper, and that's what a lot of these people did. And the lady earlier was saying that there was a lot of Chinese that came in here and were mining, And that here we're getting to the edge of this far edge of the cemetery. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there's a big mound in front of me. I'll put in some pictures so you can see them. But what she is saying is that a lot of these people here, there's actually several hundred people actually buried under this mound that I'm looking at right now. And a lot were the Chinese settlers that were miners here. Okay, so we're gonna go up this hill here. We're at the far end. Hopefully you can see the gate. Yeah, you can see the gate there. So we're at the far end, and we're gonna head up here. There are some gates. I'll put in some of the earlier pictures of some of the graves on this side here. Some are pretty, well, some of them are pretty advanced for what they are here anyway. Just so you guys know, I am not stepping on any graves. I have enough respect not to do that. So it's kind of bare on this back left end, I would say. So also the lady was saying that there's been a couple floods in here, and some people have been swept away in the floods. And in the back there, you can actually see if I can zoom in for you. So that's the hotel from this back end here. We're going to go ahead and we will continue on to this far end. And there's a trailer hood right behind the cemetery here. And some of these guys, actually it's gonna be hard to tell now, but the ones with the American flags on them are veterans. And looking at a bunch of them, I saw one that was Spanish-American War, but most of them were old-timers that fought in the Civil War. There's probably, I think the lady said there's about 200 to 300 people in this cemetery. And I've probably seen maybe 15 or so that are veterans. We'll probably find some on this end here. This side here, well, this whole back end, I know it's hard for you guys to see. I apologize about that. This whole back end here is mostly empty, this far left end. So we're working our way up to the other end here. You'll start seeing the gates and there's a car wash across the street. A little muskrat running around here. It's not a ghost. Oh, no, is it? It's a bunny. It's a bun. It's a little bunny. This is a pretty small one. That's sad. And let's see, we got a marker on this one here. TJ Fergus from Ireland, age 55. All right, so this is our third anomaly. And right after I say 55, it sounds like there's a howl, like a whoop. It could be a bird or something, but it's just something I found. Let me know what you think, and we'll get back to it here. Okay, so just that little howl or whoop or bird or whatever it was. I didn't hear it while I was doing it, so I only heard it while I'm doing the editing. So from here on, we're going to go ahead and keep moving. Died January 1910. I'm not going to lie, guys. He must have been a leprechaun because this is only like 4 foot tall here. So now we are coming up on the bottom left end of the cemetery here. Here's actually the corner. And here's the, kind of hard to see, but here's the trailer hood right here. And from here, I would say from this end, let's see who this is here. Edward Slavin died 2 years after unknown illness, 1909. So from Edward all the way down, I'd say just in this row, it's staggered rows too. So and I'm sure not all these graves are marked. I don't think all the graves are marked. There's probably, I don't know, 60 at least, probably 60 or so. From here to there is probably, from where I'm standing now on this far end to the other end, it's probably about 100 meters from here, I'd say. So it's a good stretch. It kind of looks like volcanic glass or obsidian right now, but it's actually a bunch of old bottles. So a bunch of old purple bottles in here. Must be a baby, I'm guessing. Leonard Black. No, he's not. Leonard Black, age 41. Born in California. Fell from freight wagon loaded with 3 tons of grain. Was run over. Man, I wouldn't want anyone to know about that shit. I'm not gonna lie. And so we have this front row here. And I know it's hard to see. But there's also, if I walk about 20 feet from that row, there's the car wash as reference. And so the hotel is a little further off. There's a whole row here, another double stacked row. Actually, it's even bigger than that. Some of there are triples. And actually, we'll walk through this here. So it starts with James Wassley, and then it goes the same distance as the last one, so about 100 meters. And I would say this is probably about 3 rows thick, and there's quite a few folks in here as well, and some more of the cages on this back end. It seems like some of this back end has cages. The lady earlier was saying that the reason they knew the graves when they reopened this was because there was so much detail when they did the grids for this that they actually like wrote down specific rocks and specific colors of rocks. So it was super detailed. So that's why these might not be the exact same, but they're probably going to be pretty close according to the information that we have, I would say. Don't beat me up for it. So here we have Heinrich August Steen, February 6, 1840 to February 6, 1907. That was a pretty old one. That must be an old family. Remember that came and put a new headstone. And there's a couple of them I've seen. I haven't seen any of the veterans that are talking about, but I know there's some down the front end here. Oh, here's a veteran right here. So I noticed that they put the flag for all the veterans. So yeah, this is Dennis Gallagher. He's a Civil War veteran, served from Pennsylvania, died March 28th, 1908 from asthma. So probably another one of those, like I was talking about before, the silica disease that they had. They call actually, we'll see if I can find one here. Maybe not, but a couple of these guys have the Tonopah plague. Actually, I think I took a picture, so I'll post it in here when I find it. But yeah, that's what they're calling it, as Tonopah plague. And here's another vet here. RT Blue, veteran, Russell J. Blue, well, that says RT, but it's RJ Blue. Died April 2nd, 1910 from pneumonia. Born in Missouri. He was in the Spanish-American War, 2nd Cavalry. That's pretty cool. Another gate here. This is a newer headstone. So someone's family looking after him. K.A. Simpson, 1863 to 1908. 1863. That's crazy. I figured I'd see people in here, but I'm the only one, I guess. We're coming up on the front row here. I don't know if you still can't see. Apologize about that, guys. But there are. I say just in this block, there's a little hill that runs down here. There are probably about 60 people just here, I'd guess. Starting here. So that's extended all the way up to the trailer hood, as I had mentioned. If we start here, we have Alexander Albert Archer McDonald, 1878 to 1819. I can't really see if there's a cause of death on him. So you can see on this side, so it comes, this is the front end here, the last one on the front end here, and then it comes back, and then it goes way back here as well. And this is that whole block I'm talking about. So there's probably 60 people just here. Oh, this must be a veteran. There's some flags here. Let's see. Oh, gosh, let's see. Oh, it's on the back side. It looks like it's a broken headstone. So it's Charlie Kuhlman. Looks like he was a private company, 40 New York Infantry, 1847 to 1904. Infantryman. Now this one here is one that we looked at earlier on the tour. If I can close in on it. Clarence David. apparently, or allegedly, the lady was saying that she's friends with this guy. Saying that she's not. Just saying that's what she said. Front row up there. And we're getting close to the end here. You see, we're getting closer though, back to the hotel. Now, okay, this one here, number 2. This is Mr. Oh gosh, what was his name? Oh, Mr. Murphy. So Murphy here, or Big Bill, I think she had mentioned he was a sheriff or an outlaw or something like that. It was either a sheriff or an outlaw, which is, you know, basically the same thing. But so here there's this huge empty space. You can see this one here. And there's this huge empty space, and then you can see there are graves off to the side, or further out anyway. Allegedly, his horse is buried next to him. So there is allegedly a horse right here. And what she had said was it took about 3 grave spaces to put it in here. So I'm guessing it would be lengthwise, but we'll never know. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to heading back. We're back to where all the kids were that I mentioned. There's a huge lot. It's 4 rows, probably 4 rows by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about 17, from what I can see from here. So lengthwise, this place is a little bit longer. So from where we came down, it's a little bit longer than the 100 meters. So it's probably about 150 meters, 175 meters from front to end. So it's a little bit longer lengthwise. Alright, coming back through. So it took us about a little over 21 minutes to walk the whole thing, but you know, it didn't get killed or anything. Didn't see any ghosts or clowns. Tried to honor some people that have died, and probably no one looking out after them. So you know, this is it for tonight, and we're gonna head back to the room and we'll see if we see anything in there. So it's about 1 a.m. here. Probably about 4 hours after my bedtime. You can see I haven't experienced anything. We went out to the graveyard. And let's see. Bathroom. Okay, so nothing so far. I'm gonna go to bed. I sleep like a rock. So unless the ghost or some clown decides to tickle my feet, then I'm not going to wake up. But if I do, or if that does happen, then you guys will see it. If not, I'll see you in the morning. So it's the next morning. I didn't experience anything during the night. I will say that overall the trip was pretty neat. So if you're into paranormal stuff, you'll probably really enjoy it if you're out that way towards Tonopah. A note on the hotel, it's not a 5-star hotel, so if you're a yuppie, you probably won't like it. A special thanks to Wanda for guiding the tour, and also thanks to Hame, the manager, for giving me permission to film and make a video. Now, if you notice any anomalies I missed, write them down in the comments and I'll check them out and make a video if they're intriguing enough. Thank you for your time and stay frosty.